Not a bad night's sleep, actually. Not too bad. It's 7 o'clock. Back's not aching too badly, so time to get up. Inside, but dry out, I guess, when we get to the next destination. One important job that needs doing is rubbish. So I'm off to find. Normally we just take it with us, and we'd have to find a spot on the boat just to stow it. Oh god, this is steep. Woo. Steep when you've got your Crocs in flip-flop mode. But as we're on a beach, I'm going to go up here, try and find a bin. Oh, it's a steep hill. That's Dinorwic and our slipway down there. It's about a 15-minute hike into Dinorwic. Dinorwic is actually called, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm so sorry to all you Welsh people, but E or R Felinheli. And actually on Google, if you search for Dinorwic, I think it takes you here, but, oh, we're in the wrong way. But it, you won't find it on the map, and it's almost the same with Bala now, which is Lyn Tegid, and you know, the Welsh are trying to get a little bit of history back into things, kick the English out. But it's all fine and dandy, isn't it? It doesn't matter what a place is called. So if you're from there and you want the original name, I think that's quite nice to do that, actually. But that's what this place is actually called. It's not Port Dinorwic. You've got us English people to thank for that. Kind gentleman up there offered me his bin, which was lovely, so I didn't have to go trudging around looking for anything else. I had a lovely chat with him. He was a fisherman, but I don't think he sails a boat at all. But he was at Holyhead yesterday, and he said it was crazy. He said the wind was quite bad, and the waves there, he said it was quite raunchy. So we made the right decision not to go up there. Well, it was never in doubt that we weren't going up there, to be frank, so that's good. Quite a lovely little spot, isn't it, if you get it all to yourself. Off we go. And the time is nearly 9 o'clock. 10 to 9. We're approaching low water, but not quite there yet. I think another hour roughly, something like that. So we should hit the swellies at the right time. No sails up today because no wind at the moment. The sun is breaking through though, which is nice. So we're just gonna follow Seal and let's see where the day takes us.
We set off, but our mind still seems to be on the tent.
Tent was, I think, was a success. There's some good and bad points with it. The first point I'd make is there was a lot of condensation on the inside. Now, none of it dripped on me, and in the morning there was a lot less than when I woke up during the night. And what I did, I opened the door up a little bit to try and get a little bit of air through. So if you imagine, there's a lot of breath coming from me, there's a lot of water in the boat. So yeah, that needs to be, we need to work that out. I think it was cold again last night, but my little soft mats, they were really warm and they warmed me up, but they were a little bit too thin, so that needs thinking about. Defender. That's a nice yacht. Yeah, do I say that about all yachts? I see any yacht, that's a nice yacht. I could see myself in that one. See, I thought the tent would put me off all this, but all the tent's done is served to make me realise that if I had a cabin, life would be amazing. But anyway, back to the sponges were good. If you've got to keep them dry though. It was a bit tight down here, was a bit tight. But what I found worked was to sort of curl myself around here a little bit. So that did work, but obviously I can't do that the other side. So I think we've got a lot to work on this boat and where we're going to sleep. Tent needs refining. There's a lot of holes that aren't in the right place and we had to make do with some elastic and that, but gosh, it went up quick and it came down quick and it dried quick. So the tent's got a little bit of a wet patch on it, but within 20 minutes it dried. In this weather it would dry a lot quicker, I think, as well. So yeah, success. We'll see how tonight goes. We'll see how tonight goes. This is an old military slipway and it's enormous and they do all the moving for you, look, by tractor, and there's actually a boat on there coming in now. I think it's an old World War II slipway. Everything is old World War II, isn't it, when it comes to things like this? Nothing new when it comes to slipways, is there? That the little boat we saw yesterday with the M on its Hunter Medina 20. So is that the boat with the M on the sails that was sailing? Yeah, I think it was, because I thought it was a Skipper 17 with the sort of bars over the window. That was a lovely little boat. I love the colour. I love that colour. Very sort of Bay Raider, isn't it? These moorings, I believe, belong to the dinghy club. This would be perfect, really, having a mooring here, but not in the Lugger. It gets rough here even. Can't see my car. I'm in the car because the camper broke down again whilst on holiday. Wasn't pretty. Just a hose came off my cooler, so got that to fix when we get home. It's gonna be wonderful having a little house here, gosh. My kind of boat, that. I love that. Kind of like a motor sailing trawler. Ketch rigged. Really lovely.
After our little detour, we power up to join the others.
The strait is like glass, look at this. That's where we've been from, where that white boat is. Oof. I think these are going a bit quicker than I thought they were, to give the engine a little bit more. We're doing 2.5 knots. We'll just come in and join the group. We're in neutral, just having a chat with Mark, and look how we're going backwards now. Look at the tide. Look at that. And then put her just into gear. We're doing about a knot backwards then. There you go, look, we're stationary now. I was wondering why I could steer whilst in neutral and the steering was the right way, not reverse steering. Obviously because we've got a current coming coming onto our bow. Anyway, that is the quarry, and you can visit that, but you can see where there's like a little lip there. I hope I got my finger in the right place. And you can get in, and there's a guy on the dinghy cruisers that did a really good article on that. But you can overnight in there, but you can also get stuck in there. Nice rib, that beautiful boat, that. And here comes a bow wave. Always fun, a little bit of a bow wave. Not too big, of course. It's quite mesmerising. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's a bit of... bit of fun, that.
We power ahead so we can do a little bit of exploring.
Norman's filling up with fuel. So I thought we'd take the opportunity to go and have a look at this over here. And we'll wait for him there. Although it looks like he's already filled up. Well, no, I know that boat. That's a Hawk 20. Cracking boat. Trailer sailor. Quite heavy though. I think they're 800 kilos. Sail like witches. And they do a cabin version. That one isn't. That's like got like a nice stowage at the front. But they are cracking boats. I think there's another one over here. Yeah, definitely a nice boat. Obviously anything like that brand new is, you know, tens of 20, 25,000 I think. But second hand, they are, you cannot get hold of them. They just go to the owners club, I think, you know, before they're actually advertised. So yeah, that's how good they are. Look at that. I think this is the Canulfan Conway Centre, but I don't know much about it at all. But look, there's a nice jetty there. Lovely little harbour. Dry out a little bit there, wouldn't it? Loads of canoes, little boats up there. Must be a slipway because we've got some. Oh, there's the slipway there. Look at that. Now that is nice, isn't it? Look at that. And then look at this lovely, lovely stately home. Plas Newid House, built in 1470, rebuilt in 1793. It's a waterfront mansion with art and gardens, and you can go there and tour. Look at that for a boathouse. Brilliant. The sun has come out, so I need to get some, maybe get some suntan lotion on, because the sky's looking quite nice and blue, isn't it now? And I'll get my hat on, but I've spotted something very ominous in the distance, and that is the Menai Bridge, which marks the start of the Swellies. Yeah, I'm quite nervous about this, but I'm in safe hands here, so hopefully we'll be okay. Hardly moving over ground now. Current's got a little bit stronger. I think as we approach the Swellies, that's what happens. I've got about, well, from between 0 and 1 knot. And if you look to the side, we are moving, but hardly. I've hardly got any steerage on the rudder.
The morning dawdle has been quite enjoyable. But we need to power up to make the right time to pass through the Swellies.
Two knots.
make our way to the Menai Bridge. Taking the time to get Lulu ready for her first trip through the Swellies. I was starting to feel a little bit nervous due to the reputation that the Swellies have.
Right. So it's just after 10. Just seeing what these are doing. We'll just bear over to these two, get into a group proper. Now, at high water, you can actually go through and just go over all the bad rocks and whatnot. You don't have to be too fussy at all. I think even in neaps at high water, you've got about 1.2 meters under you. So if you're motoring in this boat, you're fine. Low water can't do that. Got to stick to the channel, and you've got to stick to the pilotage as well. So that's what we're about to do. I think the best policy is to follow someone that's gone through this like 20 times. So that's what we're going to do. Right, there's the White Pyramid. It's just right of the middle of the arch as we're looking. So what we're going to do, we're going to bear away a little like this, so we can get that in the centre of the arch. That's it, and you can see there we're about there. The engine's on, the engine is on, you know, for this engine is going for it, and we're only doing 4.3 knots, so there's a bit of a tide against us. So the first stage under the right arch of the Menai Bridge, and aim for the White Pyramid. You can see dead ahead now, and then when we get roughly to that pyramid, we bear to port, and we're looking for the South Cardinal.
We make our way to the Menai Bridge, which marks the start of the infamous Swellies.
Right, here we go. I've been over this bridge many a time in the car. Whoop. But never under it. Very famous bridge in sailing terms. You know, this channel's about someone learning, and I want to capture these first moments. First time through the Swellies, I am anxious. I think scared's a bit strong. Scared stops you doing things, anxiety maybe doesn't. But as we pass through now, I can't help telling you, I'm not, well, half of me is saying don't do it. Maybe a third, 2/3 is saying what could go wrong. Let's hope we don't find out. Here we go. So there's the White Pyramid. We're about, I'd say 50 meters maybe from it now. If anything, I think the current's got a little less. And dead ahead looks like the Cardinal. Go have a quick look on my binoculars. There she is. And now we're aiming this way. Funnily enough, that fishing boat that went in before us has actually gone round the rock that way and come out there, and he's just rattled his way through he's got local knowledge, hasn't he, for sure.
We power up more to deal with the increasing current.
I've just upped the engine a little bit, just because Norman was getting away from me a little bit there. Still getting away from me a little bit, but we're now doing 4.8 knots. That's fair, that's good. 4.9. Not an eddy, a wave, an overfall in sight. There's the South Cardinal, and there's the bridge, so we can see our way through now. So we veer off a little about now, and we aim for the middle of the bridge now. Now look at this water here, just by the South Cardinal. I think that's just appeared, you know. I didn't see that a minute ago, you know, as we were about 100 metres back, but there's the eddies, look. Now, the canoers love this. Sailors don't love this. So we've dropped speed to 4.1 knots. Still a healthy speed. Oh, but we're now back up to 4.3, so there we go. And now what we're looking to find is the beacon through the bridge. Some more disturbed water here, but the hard part is done, and when we reach the bridge, we're through.
With only the Menai suspension bridge to aim for now, the Swellies are almost behind us.
Howdy. We're passed through the suspension bridge, and that means we've done the Swellies. That is an amazing achievement for me. First time through the Swellies, low water, northbound, and quite frankly, I don't know what the heck the fuss is about, but that is what they tell you. If you pass through the correct time, done it properly, that's what they tell you, you'll find. You know, what do we want? Overfalls and, you know, canoers falling over around us? No. What I would say though is you can see that water could turn nasty very quickly. So, you know, for me today, I wonder what the reputation's all about. But that's sailing, and that's definitely the sea, isn't it? You know, the sea has a horrible habit, and Mother Nature indeed as well, of being placid and then extremely rough the next minute. So anyway, I'm really happy about that. That's a big achievement for me in my sailing career. Let's go and get a coffee.
With my maiden voyage through the Swellies complete, we celebrate by stopping at Menai Bridge for breakfast and a coffee.
Yeah, we can get back on after this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm on a festival here last time we came.
Oh yeah.
And we moored alongside some climber, but
Coffee time. Look at this, it's dried out in a couple of hours. We are at low water now. Look at the rock there. We didn't see that, did we? With the green perch on it. Perch is what I meant to say before, not pole. Oh, look how lovely that boat is down there. Little motorboat. We're underway. Sorry, I was just looking at my tiller. Something's whacked that, hasn't it? There's Seal, or the boat formerly known as Seal. But yeah, just had a lovely brekkie at the cafe. We had brekkie for lunch kind of thing, and that was bloody lovely. So I'll put that on the screen now. Definitely visit it, well worth a visit, it's nice. The coffee, the flat whites were particularly nice, and the right size. They weren't like fish bowls. You can see that boat's pointing that way. That boat is pointing that way. Literally 180. That boat's pointing that way. And we've got boats yonder in between. The tide is turning around now. It's always hard to predict in the Menai because the tide comes around the island and in both sides of the Menai, which makes it, that's what makes it, gives its characteristics. We're staying near the shore simply because there's less tide there and it's a little bit calmer.
Still motoring directly into the wind, we aim for Beaumaris.
Norman just came over to talk to me and we were about a foot apart, and then we had a bow wave off a speedboat and came up, completely soaks me. I don't know, we should dry off quite quickly in this weather though. I was just checking out the buoyage and there's a red marker and you can see the green perch there, so we can go anywhere, you know, in between the two there. That's the idea. And as we come out the Menai, well, the wind's definitely picking up. Bangor Pier, pretty grand, isn't it, that? Look at that. We're doing a very merry 4.7 knots. On not very much power, so I'm happy with that. I was just seeing the level of the fuel, we're there. So it's a bit higher the other side. So we got loads of fuel, but I think the other two guys are going to stop for some fuel when we get nearer Beaumaris. So a lot of people actually do ask me what will be my next boat, and the real answer is I haven't got a clue, you know, but I think they mean in terms of, you know, a dinghy sailor's always looking for their next one, aren't they? So something definitely with a cabin for me, something a little bit better sailing, you know, a little bit keener, and something still on a trailer, I would say, you know, easy to launch, you know, like a big dinghy still. So yeah, that would be my next boat, I think. But who knows? You never know. I'd be happy with a Wanderer. I'd be happy probably with a yacht, you know. Not all the expense that comes with it though. Cegin Harris telling me that the tide is now ebbing out of here. So you can tell that because I haven't touched the motor and our speed is definitely half a knot up already. So yeah, that's good. We're with the tide now, but we're against the wind still. We've still got a strong dead north wind, which is why we're motoring. So you can appreciate just how, well, on the map, this channel, look, at very close to low water, looks quite thin. And to a big boat, this is quite thin. But to a dinghy, look, we've got, well, what's that, 100 metres? Oh, at least 200 metres wide. So I don't know how shallow this is here, whether it drops off. So it's best to keep your distance, but you know, even a low water in a dinghy, you've got a lot of leeway, And here we are, this is Beaumaris in the distance. There's a little bilge keeler over there, look, you may be able to see. I think we're going to land quite close to it and it's on its nose. I'm just going to stay back, let Norman do what he wants to do, and then we'll work out what we're doing. I'm not sure yet. Woo! Just been setting the anchor. Lulu's misbehaving. She's just, for some reason, these two boats are pushing this way and Lulu wants to go that way, so there we go. I've just moved the anchor a little bit. Mark's gone for a wander up there. Norman is there. You've got the dot on the beach now and he's walking to the marina there for fuel. Why we didn't stop at the slipway, I do not know, but there we go. Here we can't stop because it's muddy. It's barely walkable here. There are in fact spots here where you lose your Crocs if you're not careful. But it's largely like, it's almost like a mussel bank, isn't it? It's got loads of mussels and that on here. Let's go and have a look at this boat over here. I'm on boat watch. So Lulu's used, I'd say, about a quarter of her tank. 12 litre tank. What's that? 3 litres. The other guys have used between 3 and 4, they reckon. Mark's carrying a lot more fuel on his boat than Norman. Norman's got a 2-stroke engine, so it does use a little bit more fuel. It definitely seems to use a little bit more fuel anyway. Hunter Duet 23. So I know a little bit about this boat because I've been looking at bilge keelers because, you know, you never know, do you? And I actually got quite engrossed in the history of the bilge keel. What I'll try and do is put a little link up now, because there's a really good article online that you can read about the history of the bilge keel and Westerlies and then Hunter and other boat brands' involvement in that and how it originally came about. The original bilge keelers, they were actually straight down. So when the boat was heeled over, they were awful, you know, and you'd have one bilge keel coming half in the water, the other one at the wrong angle. And that's in fact where bilge keelers get their bad reputation from. A bit like the Swellies though, isn't it? Bilge keelers, especially the modern ones, Now what you look for is obviously the flared keel. So they're flared out. So one keel when you're heeling is straight down, and this keel, I believe that keel might even be out of the water. It gives you a bit more moment, doesn't it? Because you've got a little bit more weight bringing you down. And then I don't know if we can see, I don't want to get too close to the boat because one, it's not mine, and two, it's not quite, you know, you don't want to be going under boats, do you? But let's have a look at the front of the keel. They also have them curved and shaped, so they actually end up having a bit of an aerofoil effect that actually makes them go faster. So I'm pretty sure it was the Hunter Medina, beg your pardon, Duet, that is actually would show quite a few fin keelers a clean pair of heels or a clean rudder. So bilge keels aren't to be sniffed at. Up here in the north of England especially, where it dries out a lot, bilge keelers give you a lot of options. Look at this, bilge keel, bilge keel, bilge keel. They're all bilge keelers on this beach, look, apart from the fishing boat there. But they're all bilge keelers, and that's why you get a bilge keel, because you can moor them and they will sit on the beach. Yeah, just re-beached Norman's boat, and I've just tied off the anchor for now. I'm just going to do the same with Mark's boat. Here she comes though, she behaves herself. This is going to be my life for the next 30 minutes or more. You may just see Norman just going up the little ramp there. So he's nearly there. So that didn't take long, and it only took him about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes.
We set sail once again, but this time heading south down the Menai Strait.
Gonna get the mizzen out. There you go. There we go. The trouble with the Lugger and getting her off the beach is that she's the rudder is quite deep, so you can't sort of float her off and have the rudder sort of just up, but still with a little bit of steering. I've got to just be mindful, I'm sorry about this. But then, right, we're going to be running here, so let's get that out. That's it. Where was I? Yeah, so the rudder's too deep to get the boat off, so I don't know, you can either get her off reverse, so this is in the deep water. It's not massively deep, the rudder, but the only way I've managed to do it so far is to put it down as quick as I can. So, well, I give the boat a big throw, but here everything's so strong that you know, you throw her and she's back on the beach. So I wanted to do it though by sail, so we had a little bit of a scratchy rudder, but other than that we're fine. We're doing 3.8 knots, so let's see what happens when we get the boom on, but we're going to jibe here first. We're going to try and follow Norman. We're just going to ease the sheets a little so we can get this boom on.
We try to set Lulu up to run.
Oh, we're hit the bottom again. Sure enough, we're inside the thing there. There we go. Right. Okay. So now we needed to jibe. We've run out of room, but let's get it off. Jibe. Let's just get out of here. The green marker's over there, I didn't see it. So we pulled out the front, we're all right. Yeah, here's the green marker, only now. So we're gonna jibe around this and we're gonna try and run. We're broad reaching. We're broad reaching and jibing. And we're not running because I couldn't seem to get an angle to run. So that's what we're doing. Oh, okay. Oh no. Can you fix that? It's carbon fibre like fiberglass it? But it is just carbon fibre instead, or... Whoa, that's a hectic 15 minutes. But we're back to doing what we know. Our dream of running is a little bit over. However, the other two are broad reaching and jibing, so let's get some practice in, that's what I say. I've moved the, because we've got a lack of wind, I've actually moved the traveller into the centre there. That's actually made a bit of a difference.
We broad reach our way down the Menai Channel and join the Menai class boats, who are currently having a race.
These are I think these are called like their special class that someone's built on the Anglesey. And look, here they are, look. There we go. Can you see that mizzen boomed out? We are running officially. I think my jib stick's too long. I think my mizzen, well, that's actually a spinnaker pole. That's a little bit too long as well. It'd be interesting to see how we fare against these guys with their spinnakers out.